Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. A busy street in Pottsville was closed off yesterday while police investigated a report of shots fired. Numerous calls came in saying that a man was shooting a gun at a vehicle in the 700 block of West Market Street. Video surveillance helped identify the man as 36-year-old Andre Jackson, who was allegedly seen talking to occupants in a gray car parked in the block. When the vehicle drove away shortly afterwards, Jackson allegedly ran after the car, firing 2 shots. Police obtained a search warrant for the apartment building Jackson went into after the incident and took him into custody, seizing a large amount of marijuana in the process. He was arraigned and taken to prison after being unable to post $250,000 straight cash bail. The DEP investigated a complaint of a ground subsidence in Hazel Township earlier today, and WYLN's Julie Stefanovich has the story.
Residents in one Hazel Township community feel like they're living on shaky ground. Neighbors along the Club 40 Road in Stockton have noticed portions of their property slowly sinking, raising much concern because the homes sit on top of abandoned coal mines. One neighbor that we spoke to said that she has seen the ground gradually sink over the past few years and has fears for both her home and property.
I asked him about the sinkhole, that the hole is going down in the ground, and he told me I wasn't in danger, and that's what he said to me. I watch it every day. I look out my kitchen window and I watch it every day. You used to be able to see we have like a fire pit back there. You used to be able to see the whole thing, but now you can't. It's gone, history. And then there's water, when it rains, there's water that lays out there. I would say it's about 3 inches, maybe 4 inches deep. But I've been here and I was scared that my house was going to go down.
The Department of Environmental Protection was contacted, and the Pottsville District Mining Office Inspector looked into the complaint this morning. The DEP concluded that the sinkhole is not due to mine subsidence. So residents of the Stockton neighborhood said that they will continue to keep an eye on the situation. In Hazel Township, for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thank you, Julie. A federal judge denied the state's request to dismiss a lawsuit filed by residents of the Whitehaven and Polk centers. Judge Malachi Mannion ruled that the residents established claims that can proceed according to 3 federal laws. Residents and stakeholders stated that closing the state centers would violate their rights, which prohibits states from depriving anyone of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. The state announced back in 2019 that it would be closing the centers within the next 3 years. A civil rights lawsuit was filed in January of 2020 on behalf of the center residents in both Polk and Whitehaven in order to fight to keep the facilities open. Police in Wilkes-Barre are still searching for a man who was involved in a hit-and-run accident. The man's picture was released on the department's Facebook page. He was allegedly involved in the hit-and-run, followed by a police chase. Anyone with information about his identity is being asked to call Officer Benson at 570-208-1050 or message their Facebook page. LVHN's COVID-19 Test and Assess Center at Coordinated Health Station Circle in Hazel Township will be closing, effective this Friday, July 23rd. LVHN said this is a positive sign that our community is doing what they need to do to minimize the effects of the virus in our area. However, anyone experiencing symptoms can get tested at their center located at 140 Sherman Court in Hazleton. Hours will run Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., as well as Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. COVID-19 vaccines are available for walk-ins at the hospital campus on Mondays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Wednesdays, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Visit lvhn.org for more information. Lend a hand to Helping Hands as they begin their newest fundraising, Mail-a-thon. Our Philip Kaufman has the story.
I had the pleasure of heading over to the Helping Hands Society on South Poplar Street in Hazleton. As you can see, while the staff continues to work hard to care and educate the students here, they've also been hard at work in preparing for their new Mail-a-thon fundraiser.
This is the Helping Hands Society's first annual Mail-a-thon. I think most people in the area are familiar with our telethon that we have every year where they get to see wonderful performances, call in. We haven't been able to do that for 2 years, which is our major fundraiser. So, and it's a way for us to thank people too. We had our board members here and friends of mine last night and doing, as you can see, and I'm sure you'll show all the envelopes, hundreds of them.
It's fundraisers such as this mail-a-thon that help support the programs here at Helping Hand Society.
For it to run the building, the facility, all the therapies, all the programs, and it's a wonderful place, and I think we have a very good reputation, and everyone here works from the heart.
I even got the chance to tour the facility and meet the wonderful staff and students who benefit from the generosity of those who donate. I even got to witness the celebration of someone's special day.
Happy birthday to you.
But seriously, folks, who could say no to these amazing kids?
Please send in your donations. Please send in your donations.
So if you receive a letter, please consider donating. And the letters aren't the only way of lending a helping hand.
You don't have to get an envelope in the mail. Anyone can call in, make a donation, send a check, whatever you can do. If everyone would give a little bit, it would mean so much.
Who knows, maybe you'll even be lucky enough to get a sticker. Reporting from WYLN News, I'm Philip Kaufman.
Thank you, Phil. Those kids are always precious. Coming up on WYLN News, a bookstore is closing up shop for good near Public Square. Plus, Yankees fans. Stay tuned. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Alexander Bonomo. I'm 12 years old, and tomorrow's WYLN forecast is partly cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton, Buick GMC on Route 93.
Hey, don't forget we got a quarter-mile used cars.
Oh, we do. We have over 2,000 pre-owned vehicles in stock on BlazeAlexander.com. We have a quarter mile here on Route 93, all the way down there. Come by, check them out. Yep, quarter mile used cars. So if you're looking for a great pre-owned car, come to Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton. Come check us out on Route 93 and see why we take the deals the other guys won't.
The South Main Street Barnes & Noble will be closing up shop for good by the end of the week in Wilkes-Barre. A sign outside the door of the bookstore notes that Friday will be the last day it'll be open to the public. The location was formerly home to the campus bookstores for both King's College and Wilkes University. However, back in March, Both announced that they'd be opening up new separate bookstores on their campuses once their deal with Barnes & Noble expired. Both campus bookstores are expected to open in August. WYLN's all-time OTC hero Marty Burns has the in-depth analysis of what's happening on and off season across our viewing area. Joe Flanagan's back this week to talk MLB, so let's talk sports. Here's part 3.
Now, the one trade that did happen in the offseason, Tyone went from the Pirates to the Yankees. We moved to the New York Yankees. Are the Yankees going to buy? Are they going to sell? There seems to be some indecision there. But if they buy, is it time to, start giving up a lot of your prospects you have coming up? The only thing that I think you should probably try to trade, I think the experiment with Clint Frazier's up.
Wow, and I think he's hurt again. And, yeah, he's a right-handed bat that I think the Yankees, if they have one thing, is a lot of right-handed bats. So he's sort of out, and he's not a great defensive outfielder. He's gotten better, but it'll be interesting to see Frazier. And the guy, and it's, Yankee fans may yell at me for this one if he gets traded, Gio Urshela has some value. If you're going to trade, there's a guy you could get something back for.
And the other thing, they got to fix that pitching staff. I think they depended too much on guys with hope and a prayer. Tyone coming off injury, Kluber who ended up getting hurt, and even Severino. They're going to try to bring him back, but can you truly count on these guys coming back from injury?
I think yesterday, and we talked a little bit on the way over here, Marty, was a classic what the Yankees are. You see the power, you see the good pitching that they could have, and then you just see bad defense, bad base running, and a home run out of a bullpen guy. So you're seeing, I think that's sort of where the Yankees are now. They're sort of that, they look like a lumbering team that is just going to stay 4 to 6 games over 500.
Coming up on Tamakwa's News Choice, we're talking summer allergies on this Wellness Wednesday in Community and You. Plus, leading the way, part 3. Stay with us.
This Good News Wednesday, we're highlighting the fundraising efforts of the Helping Hand Society, who began their first mail-a-thon event. The staff here has been working hard, not only teaching and caring for the kids, but also writing up letters to send out to the public. And it's fundraisers such as the mail-a-thon that support running the building and facilities, the therapies, and programs. You can donate by mail, call them up, or send a check to Helping Hand Society if you're interested. And if I'm not convincing enough, well, maybe the students can help me.
Send in your donations. Please send in your donations.
So if you receive a letter from Helping Hands, please consider donating and helping lend a hand. That's your Good News Wednesday. Thank you for joining us here on WYLN.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Hi, I'm Marty Burns, host of a new show here on WYLN, Let's Talk Sports. We're going to talk between our basketball and football seasons. We're going to talk to coaches, guests about past seasons, events coming up, different types of things sports related. It's all going to be here on Let's Talk Sports, and you'll be able to see it here on WYLN.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Chura's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in 610 North Broad Street, West Hazleton, 570-454-7229.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet trap and sporting clay fields are professionally designed and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-455-4251 extension 1378 for more information. When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@wylntv.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Welcome to Community and You here on WYLN. I'm Julia Wiegand, and you guessed it, it is Wellness Wednesday, thanks to our friends over at Lehigh Valley Health Network. Speaking of, we are on location at LVPG Geriatric and Internal Medicine, Brook Hill Plaza in Sugarloaf. And today, we are going to be discussing allergy season, specifically summer allergy season, with who better than Dr. Philip Benyo. How are you doing?
Fine, Julia. Thank you for the privilege and pleasure of enlightening our public out there in television land.
Of course, of course. Now, I know, as for myself, I do have allergies all year round, but seasonal allergies can kind of strike at any age and at any point in time, and they can hit anyone, even if they have never had a history of allergies before.
That's a good point. Let me just back up a second. And allergies are sort of a good thing because what it reflects is our immune system telling the outside world, listen, you're damaging me and you're causing trouble. And fortunately, it's nothing serious, although it can cause some symptoms. Allergies are actually a function of our immune system reacting to a potential poison or irritant in the environment. It could be food, it could be pollen, it could be a virus. It could be sometimes the sun. And so there's a whole variety of different allergies. And they will change from season to season because our seasons change as well. So the summer allergies are a little different than the winter allergies, mainly because of our environment, the way it changes.
And along those lines, what are some of the signs and symptoms of summer allergies compared to, say, spring, fall, or winter?
Sure. They sometimes will actually kind of merge together. Again, you're looking at your environment. And right now, we're having a terrible season. It was a rough spring, and it's even rougher summer. Now, I was in Ireland a few times, and they always say if you don't like the weather in Ireland, wait an hour because it's going to change. And look what's happening now. You know, you get cool nights, hot days, and then showers right out of the blue. So that is the perfect storm for seasonal allergies, which can be manifested by itchy eyes, runny nose, dry cough, generally not associated with fever or coughing up some yucky stuff, which could suggest an infection.
And along those lines, how often are something like summer seasonal allergies mistaken for, say, the flu or COVID-19 even?
That's a good point. Usually the presence of fever, sore throat, feeling aches and pains, along with, again, coughing up stuff that looks like pus, would trigger the thoughts of maybe this is an infection. Keep in mind, as you mentioned, that COVID-19 is still out there, and we've had our score of patients who had nothing more than a runny nose. And that's why we're wearing our masks still, because there are people out there who are unvaccinated. There's the Delta variant going on. And so there's still some areas where the virus is going to be a menace.
Oh, most definitely. Now, how can somebody with summer allergies, even if they've never had them before, how can someone like that best treat their current symptoms or future symptoms, even preventable measures?
Other than going to the shore, which is great because you're getting out of your environment. Most of our allergies are environmentally related, so going down the shore is great. That's when my sinuses feel the best and I sleep the best and feel better. But to answer your question, usually we try to keep it simple. And you'd want to stick with the non-sedating, over-the-counter antihistamines, such as Allegra, such as Claritin. Zyrtec isn't bad, can be a little sedating, can cause drug interactions. As a matter of fact, if you're a pilot, you can't take Zyrtec, believe it or not, even though it's non-sedating. I would avoid the ones with the D, because that means it has a decongestant. That can raise your pulse and your blood pressure, and being a geriatrician, we worry about that for our elderly. There are nasal sprays. Some have saline that help, which is basically like salt water. We're back to the shore. And it can lavage your nose, if you will, and clean out some of those allergies. For the more resistant cases, we like to use topical steroid nasal sprays, such as Flonase. Great stuff. It doesn't work overnight. It takes a couple of weeks to kick in. But you want to avoid, under pain of mortal sin, the over-the-counter like neosynephrines, because you can become addicted to those, believe it or not, in a sense that when you use those, you get a rebound congestion, which makes it far worse. So there are people out there who become neosynephrine junkies because they keep on using the nasal sprays and they get worse. There are long-term solutions such as Singulair, which is a pill you take that actually prevents the allergy cells from forming in your body. Great success. It's a safe drug. We haven't had any issues with that. And then, of course, if you really want to get into more concerning things, you could look into allergy shots, see a specialist, things along those lines.
So the big takeaway from today that you want our viewers and our audience to understand about seasonal allergies, just the ins and outs and whatnot.
Right. Well, we always like to say we have a diagnosis, because once I have a diagnosis, I can then offer treatment for it. And sometimes what you think is an allergy may be something else. You could have a sinus infection, maybe you have a polyp, maybe there's something else that's going on. So I think the key message is, if you have persistent or worsening symptoms, seek a medical opinion, because we need a diagnosis. And then by the diagnosis, we can then offer you effective treatment.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Vigneault, for squeezing us in today.
It's our pleasure.
And thank you, everybody watching out there. Remember, it's allergy season pretty much always. So if you are showing signs and symptoms, be sure to kind of take preventative measures if you can. But if they continue to persist, be sure to see your specialist, and they will have no problem finding that diagnosis. That's it for this Wellness Wednesday in Community and You. We'll see you next time here on WYLN.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
If you are a CDL driver and you've had a bad experience, you waited too long, or the doctor had a bad attitude, give us a chance. The law allows chiropractors now to do CDL exams. We will do the best job we can for you, so give us a call.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the Children's Programming Report is on file for public inspection at WYLN 1057 East 10th Street in Hazleton, Pennsylvania during normal business hours. To view the report online, visit fcc.org.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Gary Perna is leading the way again into part 3 of this week's series.
And welcome back. We continue this week's Learning of Our Leaders with Executive Assistant Gary Perna. So, can you talk to us a little bit about the positions that you hold, just for those who may not know what the Executive Assistant to the Mayor does? What can you kind of describe to us just your daily workday?
Yeah, so, every place it's a little different. So, in City Hall, basically I am the last person before you get to, Mayor Cassatt. I handle everything that comes into his office, the phone calls, emails, the mail, everything before it gets to the mayor kind of gets run through me. In aspect, scheduling appointments for him, making sure our department heads are have everything they need. So basically that center junction to make sure everything is functioning for the mayor that he wants to see done in his administration, and helping the department heads. So some days it's, I'm at the desk all day in emails, phone calls. There's other days I'm in meetings all day, with the mayor or on the behalf of the mayor, getting information or giving information. And then there's days where, we're moving offices around to make more room for, our growing city, and it's coordinating to make sure everything is hooked up properly. Everyone has their email, their phones hooked up. So, the position is kind of a mixed match of everything, and that's something I like. Every day is not exactly the same, which I enjoy. You're not stuck in the same routine every day, but there's also things where, every day, yes, I come in, I check the email, go through the emails, the phone messages, go through the newspaper, check the news, see what's going on, and how it's affecting the city, and that can prepare us for our day, and how maybe the mayor and the city needs to respond to things that are going on. So having a little bit of that background in journalism, it kind of helps a little bit that we can get out and spread the message that we want, and at the end of the day, it's making Hazleton the best place that it can be.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.